You want to know what guys really think and talk about behind closed doors? Look no further. Welcome to the Other Guys Podcasts. You'll most likely be offended, but you'll probably laugh too. So, enjoy. Okay, so welcome to the Other Guys Podcasts. I'm your host, Kevin, and tonight I'm joined by special guests. One of them is...
I'm Kirk. Technically, I am the host of this show right now because this is my apartment.
Okay, we are in Kirk's apartment, and...
so I'm hosting you guys, but you're also hosting me at the same time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mutual hosting.
Fine, fair enough. That's Kirk. And tonight, for my other guest, I have Mr. Khalid. How do you pronounce it properly?
My name is Khalid.
Okay.
I also go by Khalid.
Which one do you prefer?
Either way, it's kind of 50-50.
Do you like DJ Khalid?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So
I'm fine.
So today we can go both ways with
nice.
Yeah.
with Khalid. Okay. So today I want to talk about a topic that normally people stay away from, and that topic is religion. Bam. Religion, right? And I want to talk about your certain beliefs, your certain belief systems, and so I think we have a good variety today. Me personally, I was born Roman Catholic, did that whole thing, Sunday churches and doing the cross, and that stuff. Kirk, what's your religious background? What's your religious thing now? What's your...
I'm Southern Baptist. Oddly enough, I'm from Southern Ontario, but that's somehow we're Anglican, I guess, or if you call it, one of those ones, like one of like the, like Christian religions is not Catholic.
I honestly, there's so many variations, but what's the difference between Anglican?
I would say like when you watch The Simpsons,
okay,
and there's like Reverend Lovejoy,
yeah.
That's like our church.
Oh, so you had a reverend in your...
Yeah.
Because, I had a priest, like a father.
That's what I'm saying. This is like a difference from like
what else?
It's like watered down Catholicism, pretty much. So.
But you still went to church on Sundays, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And but in terms of right now, what's your... If you had to, official Facebook status, what's your religion right now? Are you still Anglican, or are you more
of like into Beyonce, I guess?
I'm assuming
someone I can count on,
Okay, fair enough. No, but if you have to pick a title, atheist, are you full?
I think I fall into like agnostic because I'm not sure exactly how agnostic breaks down because there's different variations on that too. But I'm not a pure atheist because I don't really think that there is no God. I definitely think there's something more to what's going around us than we can really understand. Okay. So I'll leave it open, but I don't like subscribe to any of the current like religions because I don't think any of those make sense either. So, but I do think there is potentially some sort of aura or something out there because there's so many weird things that happen in life that just seem like outside of chance. So
right.
I don't think anyone who's preaching about shit right now has any idea. So.
Fair enough. So Khalid or Khalid.
Okay.
What's your official religion? Like, are you by the book Muslim?
Well. Yeah, I'm a Muslim. Yes.
Sunni, Shiite.
I go Sunni.
Sunni. What's the difference? Oh yeah, what is the difference between Sunni and Shiite?
I guess let me just finish.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Explain.
Kevin, calm down.
No, explain. Explain you. Explain your Muslim background.
Yeah, I'm born Muslim.
Okay.
My parents are pretty religious. I'm not really religious myself. I used to practice in younger ages. I don't really anymore, but I still consider myself one.
Right.
I'm just not a really good one. As Kirk said earlier before we started, keep the pork off the fork.
Right, fork off the fork. Okay.
That's all you gotta do.
I get it.
Slip service, basically.
Okay.
Or like literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you asking?
No. Like so. I mean, like you. I guess. See, that's the thing with religion is that there's certain degrees. Like, there's people that are like strict Roman Catholic, where like if they do something bad, they got to go to confession and do some shit. And then there's guys like me, where it's like, yeah, I'm Roman Catholic by name, but I haven't been in church for like 5 years and don't really pray. I'm
kind
of
confirmed in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I did the whole communion, confirmation. I don't know what's the next steps from there, but
I think you get confirmed when you're like, that's the last step, and then you're a part of the church.
Yeah,
for
so-
sure.
so
But, like,
I'm-
that happens when you're like a teenager, right?
yeah. So I did all that jazz. I'm confirmed, but in terms of am I a practicing Catholic? The answer is no.
They haven't actually gotten any
But the thing is-
recent email from you, so they can't keep tabs on you.
But the thing is, like I've been to different types of religion. Like, I've been to Seventh-day Adventist churches. I've been to synagogues, so I've seen like Jews and and then stuff like. So Kirk, you have something to say about Jews?
No, the way you said Jews was funny to me. That's all I should.
Just how I said Jews were funny?
I don't get into this.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, we don't have a Jew here tonight, but well, hopefully one day we will. But yeah, so like in terms of your degree, you started Anglican, and then like how did you go from Anglican to atheist a bit, and then into where you're agnostic? Like how did you get to where you at?
I think it wasn't like I knew for sure there wasn't a God or like that, or even just was like, but I just didn't like going to church. So as soon as my mom just gave up making me and my brother and sister go to church, all of a sudden it became like something I thought less about.
Right.
And once you're at that past that age of like a kid, like, and you're like a teenager and it's not being drilled in your head all the time, and you start meeting more people who are like, have different religions as you get older, and then, or people who don't believe, then you realize there's so many different thought processes and like ideas out there. So the chances of yours being correct and theirs being wrong is pretty low. So,
Right. Okay, fair enough. Khalid, did you when you were a kid, were you a good Muslim boy?
No, I was alright.
Like how many prayers are you supposed to do in a day?
It's 5 times a day. Really, when we're kids, not well.
It's not.
Most of them down up here in North America don't really do all 5.
So how many were you doing back in the
day? For
day?
me, it wasn't even daily. It was pretty much whenever my parents were like, "Come pray with me," and I'll be like, "All right."
Right. Okay.
you have to pray to Mecca though, right? Is that correct?
See, I'm not super religious, so I don't know much.
But there's a direction you have to do it.
It's like something you'd want to do, kind of. I think.
My only
It's
question
part of one of the pillars in the religion, just like 5 pillars or something.
My only question is, like, let's say, like, you're in like Eastern Canada, and it says the rule is pray to the east, right? Mm-hmm. Technically, you're closer to the Middle East to pray there, but if you're in Vancouver and you're a Muslim Canadian, can you pray to the west, because technically you're going the other way?
Actually, I don't think it's to the east or whatever. I think it's to where the closest direction towards the Kaaba.
Oh, okay.
That's you pray towards that.
Is that the big stone where
because
people
when
go
you're
around?
if you haven't seen any images of it, or usually when people are there, they're praying around it, all facing it, right? So that's
true.
That's how it is.
So if you were theoretically in, let's say, Siberia, you could go south.
As long as you're facing the Kaaba.
Oh,
That's at least what I remember.
interesting.
Pretty sure that's how
Okay,
it
I
is.
thought it was like a monument that was somewhere in the Middle East that everyone was trying to get face towards. So I figured, like, where we are, they'd have to be in a certain direction. So if I wasn't sure if it was a set way you're supposed to always be praying, because it'd be closest.
Right.
As Irish as I am, we have the Blarney Stone, if you don't know about that.
What's a Blarney Stone?
It's not really
Is it an
a
Irish?
religious thing. It's an Irish stone that's on like a cliff. You have to lean over a cliff and you get to kiss it. Everyone like goes there and kisses it. So you probably kissed a stone that's been kissed by millions of people.
Wow. That's some.
So you want some hot Irish accent?
I think they. I don't really fully remember, but I think they do that with the Kaaba as well.
Yeah.
Well, they at least try to touch it. Like just just a touch.
Well, the Blarney Stone's in a point where like you could die depending if you fall, because basically it's on a cliff. So if you don't you have to like lean over a cliff to kiss the stone. So like you can also perish.
Right. So since you guys done the whole like you've been to Anglican churches, Kirk, and you've been to a mosque, right? You've been to a mosque. What are some of the things about church, or what do you call places of worship? What are some of the practices that you're not a big fan of? Because me personally, the whole Roman Catholic thing, like church was like almost like cardio. Because you'd go in, they tell you to kneel for like 5 minutes, and then you get up, you sit down, and you got to stand up, sing a song, then you're back down on your knees, and then you get up, and then you got to run up to the front, grab a bit of bread, put it in your mouth, come back, get on your knees, and it was like this whole thing on a like maybe an hour, 2 hours of doing that on a Sunday. I was like, that's a lot of work for worship. What's one of the things, Kirk, that the Anglican Church does?
I don't know if your church made you do this, but this is the worst part about church to me was you'd be sitting at your pew, and then there'd be some random time during the minister's thing that he would go, now get up and look around and shake hands with your neighbors.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And as a kid, I hated it. I would just shake my mom's hand. And I go, how you doing? And then it happened as recently as a year ago. I went to church again. I think it was for something, and they still do it. Yeah. Obviously, but I still, as an adult, will duck out of interacting with strangers. So it's like one of those things. I'm like, I feel this is the most awkward part of church, and they're trying to open up the community, but as a kid, I didn't want to shake people. I still don't really want to talk to people.
I remember I went to church once when they were having that SARS pandemic. And I remember we went to church or whatever, and they were like that part where they're like, "Oh, go up and think." But then the priest was like, "Due to the pandemic, don't shake any hands, but just give everyone a good nod." So everyone just got up, and was like, "How you doing?" Hey,
I would be cooler with a nod for sure. So because you wouldn't have to look anyone in the eye, you could just kind of throw them out there, "Hey, yeah."
Yes. So what about the Khalid? Any practices in the mosque that you're like?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Well, what's one of the things that's
mainly it's pretty much what you said. For when we pray, we are standing for quite a bit of time.
That's true.
There's all the bending and stuff, and I'm a bigger guy, so being bent down for too long can really affect my knees. But mostly, it really depends, because if you didn't know, when they do pray, they read chapters from the Quran or pages or chapters. Each, they pick a chapter and they read it.
How long is a chapter?
Depends. Some of them could be a few sentences, a couple sentences. Some of them could be pages.
Fuck the pages.
So those are the things. That's the thing.
Too many pages.
It comes to the pages, and I'm like, I'm done. There's been times when I was a kid, they'd bend down and I'd just dip. I'd just run off and I'd take off. Like, nope.
Yoink. Oh man.
But yeah, other than that, it was really, really only is when I go with my parents and they see other kids that are really religious, and they try to point them out and be like, why aren't you like him? I'm like, oh, fuck off. I'm like, listen, buddy, I want to go outside and play. I'm not staying in here all day reading a book and praying.
And look at that guy. He's way too intense,
Yeah. Those guys, I honestly, I don't see them doing much in life. They're just super religious since they're young age, and that's just it. Their life is just that from now on. I'm like, and I get it, the faith and all that, but that's...
Would you ever, or have you ever worn, I don't know, the women wear burqas. What do the men wear?
See, it has different names depending where you're from. I'm from Yemen. We call it a thobe.
A thobe?
But then it also goes by zanna, and a lot of Middle Eastern countries would say zanna.
Zanna.
Or thobe. I don't know what they say in say Pakistan or somewhere in Africa.
I think it's called a man blouse.
A man blouse? No idea. Maybe. Yeah. But I've had those on, not on my time, not here while I'm down here in Canada. Just when I went back home to visit. Every now and then, special days, special holidays, or rarely.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. For them, it's a normal thing. For me, it's just I can't run for shit, so no thanks.
Right. All right. Well, okay. I want to get to the big ass question right now, because we know your religious stances. right now I want to know, is there a God?
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to start with that, or
yeah, I want to know. Like, what do you believe, and why? Like, do you believe there's a God?
I'm gonna have Kirk start with this.
I'm uncertain, but I don't know. I'm gonna say yes, there is a God. Yes. But not like a God that we think a God is.
Like, you don't believe there's the what's that shit called, the old man in the sky with a beard and all that stuff.
Do you know? I think, like, remember the ending of Men in Black when you find out like the galaxies are just marbles that some aliens are playing with? Yeah. To me, that's what our God probably is like, and it's like a thing that oversees us and has total control of us in a way that's not what we think a God would do.
Okay.
And they have, like, is if that guy drops his marble and it cracks and breaks, the universe, we're all done, right? But It's just like, we gotta hope if our God is this marble playing monster in the sky, that he's taking good care of them.
Okay, so
that's what I subscribe to. I just hope that monster is a good kid.
So Kirk believes a monster in the sky that plays with marbles.
Just saying, that's what I'm. I think what I'm. You know what I mean, though, right?
I get it. Hey, man, that's your thing. That's your what you know. Khalid, according to you, and I mean, obviously you can go with what the Quran says, or what you think. What do you believe is up, or what do you believe?
I do believe that there's a God.
Is he a man or a woman?
I don't believe he has a type of gender.
Is he some sort of ghost?
He's gender neutral.
I couldn't tell you.
Gender fluid.
I won't put any of those on it. I do believe there's some sort of higher being.
Okay.
And I don't really.
Well, describe him to me, or describe it to me. Does it have powers? What can it do?
I think I believe that there is something there, or someone. Or
what does it do? Like,
I guess I can't really say someone since.
Okay.
But I just think the power to create. It's almighty. Pretty much anything you can think, imagine, or think about, anything we can come up with.
Yeah.
Is possible for God to do.
Okay, so I want because here's the part that I kind of get where it starts to get really fucking blows your mind, but God, right? This guy or this thing created the universe, whatever. We're now here chilling, doing our thing, whatever. He creates some rules. We got to follow them rules, whatever. My thing is, what came before him? Or was he always there and just kind of chilling and then was like, "Hey, Earth, you're up today." Boom. And then that happened. Or what's your thought on that? Like what do you think?
Well,
because usually in the universe, if we're going back to thing, there's always a beginning, right? There's a Big Bang, right? The Big Bang is one of those things. Like, what was before God?
I just make it simple for myself.
Okay.
And, I just go off, my religion and.
Okay. What does it say?
God is God. He's the Almighty, and it's just God Himself, or not Himself really, just God only.
God. Okay.
So.
Allah. That's how you say it, right?
Well, Allah is a God. It's like,
Hello.
different words, different translated in different languages, right?
Yeah, but you call him Allah.
Yeah, Allah. It's
what does
when you say God?
I pray.
Do you say God in every religion? No, you don't say God, right?
No, I guess. Oh, there's different religions, right?
It all means God, but everyone else saying God means Allah, right?
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah. Okay, so Allah.
We're just gonna use God here.
Okay, fine. God for today. What are your thoughts on the whole God thing, and what was before, and all that stuff, and how did things come apart? And do you believe in the original Bible thing about it took 7 days to make us?
The interesting thing about that is that's completely false by how we measure time. But if you're an ominous presence, say a day in your life or day to you. Is like millions of years.
Okay.
So that then that's the only way you can explain how we've determined the Earth is so old, how things have taken so long to evolve, right?
So
in terms of a God, their time they live in is different. They live in a much a day for us. I mean, I'll say a million years for us is like a day for them.
Yeah.
So that might also, that would be a way of explaining that whole 7 days.
So you're actually referring to them or him or it as them. Do you believe that there's multiple? Do you believe in the whole multiple gods or multiple peoples of power? Do you? Or no?
I don't really know. I think it's more of like, if there is such a thing, it's just like, it's almost like a consciousness. It's not really a person.
Okay.
It's no like living, breathing thing. It's just like, it's almost like a brain in space, but nothing physical. It's just like the neurons and the connectors that make that thing think and act and have the ability to act through time and space.
Okay. So just to break it down, Khalid, you're more into the whole like old school train of thought of like, there's a God, he created heaven and earth, he made a couple of rules, and boom,
rules, yeah.
whatever. And then
too many
and
rules.
then you're kind of on the line of like, there's these magical beings or these beings of power. Like, you're kind of a little bit more fluid in your train
I was
of thought.
being more like abstract with my idea. I'm just saying that like, I don't think if there is something like that governing the universe and us, I don't think it's a typical like guy in a cloud or a guy in space. It's just like it could be something way more abstract than that kind of thought process.
Okay, you're a little bit more open to...
It could just be like an energy. Because like there's all types of stuff we don't know about outer space, all types of things traveling outside of our universe. So like, and no one really knows where the universe ends. Like, it's just like a ongoing thing.
Okay, so
I think like it's possible that if there is a presence in that sense, that's something we can never see or interact with.
Yeah. So you're kind of you're on the line of train of thought of science. Science has a bit of a factor in your realm. Like, you think there is a balance between religion and science.
I guess so.
No, like
I guess. I mean, I think it's explainable through all different types of just like this finding. It's like the whole thing with like that kind of thing in general. It's just like the more we know about everything, the less you do just like have these myths and like ideologies that like all people thought you couldn't leave like a mile outside of land because the ocean was going to end and drop you off. And that was only 500 years ago.
Yeah, they're called flat earthers or whatever they call them. But
I'm just saying, then everyone believed that. So that's like, and that's something's changed over time. The more we know, like now we know we can like go into outer space. No one knew that was going to be like. Even 100 years ago, no one knew that was going to be like.
So, Khalid, do you believe when it comes to science, and because Muslims are pretty conservative and things like that? If like when it comes to science and religion, who do you think ultimately wins that? Like, if science told you, let's say one day science came up to you and he was like, you know what, we've actually went around the universe, we've checked every nook and cranny, there is no God, he's not there.
To be honest, I do believe in science.
Okay.
And there are things I don't believe in. I don't fully believe in everything in science, right? Like, I don't really see evolution as a thing.
Oh, okay. Like what do you mean? Like, okay.
Like, when I say evolution, like I do think that humans did evolve in certain ways, but I don't think that we started off from like a bug or like a little bacteria. I feel like we did have some type of human form, but we were shaped and thought differently.
So you don't, because they've done science research, and we're like 98% related to chimps.
Yeah, but
you don't think we were monkeys at one point?
Well, who knows? Maybe monkeys were us.
Because like, have you seen some?
Do I want to blow your minds right now?
Yeah, blow our mind, man.
Do you know our eyes, right?
Yeah.
Do you know why you see like the way you see? Is their eyes have evolved from fish eyes? They're upside down. Because we're hanging off the earth technically, but you see this way. You have an inverted eye set, which is the same eye set that fish have, which supports the theory that originally everything evolved from sea creatures.
Yeah.
So hold on. You let's back this up a bit. You're saying that our vision is the opposite of fish.
No, it's like evolved from fish eyes.
From fish eyes.
That's why we see upside down, technically.
Right.
Or when we're looking, we see it's an inverted eye.
Right.
Because technically we are hanging off the earth.
And where did you, just for my own curiosity, where did you learn of this piece of knowledge?
I learned this from a Stephen Hawking documentary about evolution.
Oh, okay.
So it's
hanging off the earth, like, it's round, right? So I can't really say.
I'm just saying, like, if you're
one side the bottom, because like, where's the top and where's the bottom? I know we kind of labeled it as like north and south, but
yeah.
But in any regard, we're all hanging off the earth, and your eyesight is working that way. It's weird to think of it. Like, you don't really think of it until you realize how gravity works and how we are actually working on the earth. So,
yeah.
And then it makes more sense when you know we're like where we evolved from. That makes sense because fish see the same way we do.
Okay, so let's just I want to get things clear. Kirk, so you believe that we started out as fish, slowly crawled our way up, became...
Well, maybe you guys. I don't know. I was probably like...
What do you mean, you guys?
I was King Triton from Little Mermaid.
Okay, fine.
So I believe Kirk was a mermaid.
But
I had a big fish dick.
Okay. Jesus. So wait, Jesus Christ.
Are we going to cut the fish dick part out?
I don't know, man.
I'd stay in there.
What do you call it? So, Kirk, you believe in evolution. You believe we started off as a micro whatever being, and then we eventually became us. Would you say that?
Pretty likely. I don't know. It's kind of like... I think it's hard to grasp because we can never really trace back fully every little switch and change in evolution because some stuff takes millions of years.
Okay.
Right? And then, but like they say when there's certain parts of, I think that this whole idea with evolution where we all started from was like a lot of times there wasn't actual like oxygen in the air as much as there is today until more like life started to blossom and then the climate cooled to a point where things could crawl out of swamps basically and start breathing air.
Right. Okay, so but if you had to pick between creationist and evolutionist, you're more on the evolutionist side.
Yes.
Okay, Khalid. But between evolution, aka we were monkeys, we crawled our way up, and we're now here, versus the story of Adam and Eve. Mm-hmm. What are your takes on that?
I'll stick with the Adam and Eve, but
no. Well, okay, but I want to hear justification of that, like why, again, just because a book said, or what do you believe? Like, what do you truly believe?
I guess
was there a man and
having like faith in the book?
Okay,
it's just believing in it, and also, again, I do think that we Adam and Eve, whatever, shaped differently, probably looked different. No, not like they both had 2 arms, 2 hands, a head,
okay,
whatever. They all look the same, but it was like formed different. Like maybe they were larger, maybe they were longer.
Oh, that's what was longer?
Listen, you know what I mean.
They're really hairy.
Oh yeah, more hair. A bigger head, something like stronger, or just not more as intelligent, but.
Well,
like
I mean,
like
there's been
it's really hard to turn down that apple when you're that dumb.
They were proven that people used to be taller and giants. There used to be giants back in the day, and apparently,
it does say that in the Quran as well.
Yeah, there are some scientific proof of giants having pre-existed. You know what? There's this. I've been watching this. There's this thing on one of these science channels where a couple of U.S. military soldiers went to some place in the Middle East, and then they went into this fucking cave, and a fucking 12-foot giant with red hair came out and basically apparently killed one of their guys, but then they eventually took it down.
So that's where my dad's been hanging out.
No, but see, here's another thing too. The government also kind of keeps things on the wraps too, right? So
Yao Ming, tell me you met a Chinese guy over 6 feet. This guy's 7'4". Are you kidding me? You tell me that guy was an experiment by the Chinese military or whatever?
Maybe.
They found out he's too tall and lanky to be in the military now. And let's trade him to play basketball. Why not?
Oh, jeez. Okay. I mean, I don't know. When it comes to your,
but overall, humanity, on average, we're we're a lot taller in modern day than we were say 100, 200 years ago.
Yeah.
If I would be tall. For 1900.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Oh, that's not bad.
Being 6 foot, you would be a giant. You would be written down. This man was a giant. He was 250 pounds, which 6 foot. That you would be the biggest guy in the village or whatever. You'd be a sideshow.
Yeah,
and you're on your own.
So I'd be considered tall then.
Yeah, but then they also had midgets back then too.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Midgets, dwarfs. What do we call them?
Little people.
Little people.
Doesn't little people sound more condescending? And just dwarf or midget?
I don't know. What's his name? The guy who plays Tyrion Lannister. Little guy. I can't even say. But oh man, what's his name? Tyrion Lannister. The
Walter Matthau.
No, fuck no. The guy Game of Thrones. You know who he is? A small little guy. Anyway, I think he's the leading guy on what people should be called. I mean, he's the world's most famous small.
So we should call him an imp then?
That's literally this. Well, that's what they call him in the TV show.
So we can call him.
Fuck. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now.
I forget the guy's name too. It used to be in my head a lot more.
Yeah.
Now it's like I don't see that guy as much.
Yeah.
He was everywhere for a while.
Yeah.
He was also in the movie, that X-Men movie, and I didn't really think he was very good in that movie.
Yeah. Well, he was also in Elf.
He was an elf.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't know.
Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage. Yes, Dinklage.
It's a great last name.
He's the leading.
He's the voice.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the first person of little who's been accepted.
Hold on.
For his acting ability and not for being tossed.
I wanna back it up. How about instead of religion? How about if the world was actually more like what if our history was actually more in line with fantasy? No. Hold on. Okay. We were just talking about how we have verified giants, guys that were 7 feet tall, 12 feet tall. They lived back then, right?
Andre the Giant.
And then we obviously have small people who could have been mistaken for dwarves. The imps, right? And then what do you call? There's a lot of really good Scandinavian people that could have definitely been passed for elves. Blonde hair, blue-eyed, long hair.
You know what? There's no good Scandinavian people. I'll say that here. I'm just kidding.
No, but what I'm saying, and then there's obviously the world of men, us, just men, right? But how about instead of religion? I'm talking this is before the Dark Ages, right? Nobody really knew what was happening then because they were called the Dark Ages, right? What if there's a period of time where we were actually fucking dragons, right? We have Komodo dragons. Who's to say that at one point they didn't have wings? Yeah, okay, you guys go and believe your...
dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. Okay, do you believe in dinosaurs?
Yeah.
I
walk into the ROM and go, this is all fake.
Wait, hold on though, because as a Muslim guy, some of your guys are saying that dinosaurs don't exist.
Who said that?
Some Muslim guys, like strong Orthodox guy, be like, no, those are all fake.
Dinosaurs were here before. So
do you believe in dinosaurs?
Yeah, I believe in dinosaurs.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
I don't know, probably something underground. Say.
Yeah, you're not a fucking dinosaur fan. You don't.
Well, I don't know shit about
dinosaur right now. Favorite dinosaur?
I know the T-Rex and Triceratops and all that shit, but I don't have a favorite.
You pick one.
I can't pick one. Just make it my favorite. Just be a raptor. There we go. T-Dot represent.
Okay, fine. What's your favorite dinosaur, Kirk?
I like the Stegosaurs.
Why?
I don't know. I just like it.
Too many questions, Kevin. Too many questions.
Kevin.
Yeah.
I have a book where I am the character in the book.
Yeah.
As a boy.
Yeah.
And I go visit dinosaurs.
Is that a real book?
I can show you guys the book maybe after this. But yeah, I know my dinosaurs.
Okay.
Do you know that they can't call it a Brontosaurus anymore? It's the Brachiosaurus.
Why is that?
They figured by naming it, they mislabeled by the original fossils. So then it actually was put into a different category of dinosaur.
Right.
So they renamed it the Brachiosaurus.
Oh, okay.
So you can't say if you say Brontosaurus around someone who's like an archaeologist or whatever, you look like a fucking moron.
Right. Okay. So wait. Yeah, I wanna get back to the because what do you call? Khalid believes in the Adam and Eve story. Khalid believes in the Adam and Eve story. You believe in dinosaurs. I want to kind of wrap things in. Do you think that at one point in time, men or the world of people walked with dinosaurs?
I don't know.
Highly unlikely.
Maybe with whatever survived and it's like,
Or do you think the dinosaurs came first, died, and then God was like, okay, I fucked up. Let me do Adam and Eve first, and then did that.
Hey man, it could have happened, but I don't really know.
Well, no. What's your take on it?
I think they were just around, and then they're gone, and humans came after that.
Fine.
See, there's this thing called carbon dating. Mm-hmm. You take a bone and you can tell how long ago it was existing by dating the carbon inside of it.
Yes.
And so the estimation that there's a millions of years gap between when the last dinosaur was alive and when the first human record which is even like, I guess, I mean, like, I don't know if a human as you would say now, or like a caveman, basically, right?
Yeah.
Because we kind of like we're a bit of a mix of different cave type people, apparently.
Okay, so hold on, because let's because I'm not a scientist, I don't claim to be one. But what do you call the time gap between dinosaur and man? What happened in between there? What do your scriptures say? Like, do Anglicans have a little? I know Roman Catholics. I think they don't believe in that. I think
that was like the time of the healing of the earth.
Yeah, they say there's a lot of like there's bunch of different things that happen. We're talking about ice ages, and we're talking about like meteor impacts. So like a lot of potentially like a lot of these. I mean, it wasn't for these events, there wouldn't really be humanity as we'd have it now, because the dinosaurs never would have went away. We never would have been anywhere. You'd be running from a T-Rex.
Running from pretty much anything.
Yeah, like everything would kill you. You wouldn't like humanity wouldn't thrive in that sense, because we're only thing we have above everything else is our intelligence. But you can never establish like a community or like weapons and stuff, because you'll always be like you'll never get out of the cave.
Right. Right. I mean, we did go toe to toe with some mastodons though.
Yeah, but mastodons,
woolly mammoths.
Those are just like they're like is that Simpsons joke about like the buffalo? He's like, they said the buffalo was, we tamed it. The thing was, they already were tame. It's like a docile animal. They would just throw spears at and kill it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, okay, I guess. I don't know, man. The dinosaurs and all that, like, there's that conflict between. Okay, you know what? I want to solve some of the problems.
You're gonna solve it.
I want to solve world problems right now.
Yeah. No, we're gonna solve some world problems in terms of religion.
All right. Here we go.
Same-sex marriage. There's some religions that are against it. Some that are like for it. Well, what's the Anglican? Because I know the Roman Catholic Church. I think we're not. They're like pro.
No, my church is for it for sure. It's not my church. My uncle's church in King City, they go to only once a year for Christmas. I was with them this year, and their pastor is a lesbian.
Oh, okay. So your church,
she's open about it. So it's like no one really cares.
Because I think, I mean, I'm not up to date with Roman Catholic stuff, but I think they were like, for a longest while, they were like, nah, fuck those guys, not about that life. But then now they're kind of like, love who you want to love, right?
Especially boys.
Yep. Yeah, I guess there's that too. Okay, now the Muslims. I want to hear your take on this. The Muslims are pretty hard. Have a pretty hard rule about this. Mm-hmm. Same sex, yes, go or no go.
For me, I don't really care. Like me in general, in Islam, I know it's a no. It's an absolute no for me. You do what you want to do. Yeah, I'm not here for you. You're not here for me.
What do you mean?
Like whatever you do, it doesn't involve me. It's none of my business. Right? Okay. So if you want to do that, go ahead, as long as it's not affecting anything.
Okay. Because I want to bring it a little bit closer to home to you then.
Well, like just like again, in really, if I do believe, but that's for myself.
Yeah, no, that's 100%.
It's just for me. So if you want to do that, you do what
I get it.
Do.
I get it.
It's not going to affect me.
So I'm going to throw a little curveball at you. Let's say your son, big time gay guy.
Yeah.
Fucking taking it in the ass, giving it in the ass, sucking that.
Yeah,
cock.
We get what gay is.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't have to go that far. Okay.
No, but he's straight up gay. He's straight up gay. Well, that's not close to home. What's your thoughts?
Now you're saying straight up gay. Like if you're 100% gay, you have to be doing all that. There could be none of that. There could just be no. I think just having the feelings for another man and being in a relationship with that is considered gay. But you don't have to do all that to be gay.
Do you think the Muslim faith needs like a superstar gay Muslim to come out?
I don't think it'll work.
I think they have. Isn't there that Muslim guy that has a beard but also sings?
Has a beard and also sings. Does that mean he's gay?
So he's not big enough of a person. I'm saying like
what do you mean he has a beard and he's
someone so famous like he's
saying the guy who has a beard and sings.
No, he's a transgendered woman, but she has a beard and she's also Muslim.
does she consider herself like, oh, you know, she's transgender? Yeah.
I just don't know who the most famous Muslim person is, other than Muhammad Ali or something. But I'm just thinking, like, have you guys had like a spokesperson?
Muslim? I swear, there was like a.
Well, no, he was Cassius Clay, and then he converted to Muslim.
Yeah.
And then became Muhammad Ali. Yeah. But in terms of like,
I'm just saying, to my mind, that would be the biggest one, right? Because like everyone knows Muhammad Ali.
There's also like Osama bin Laden.
No, we're not going to throw that in there. We don't want to throw.
That's not someone to look up to.
He's kind of a no, but he's like, you know, name that's been
like the Kumail Nanjiani. Maybe?
I don't know. You know, I think if they did have someone big who is or you know categorizes himself as a Muslim, and because. From what I know, if you are, you can't be a Muslim. Like it's not part of the.
So the rule is if you're gay, lesbian, or whatever.
This is what from what I remember.
That's what the rules say.
100%.
Okay.
But then again, if someone wants to do that, it's not going to affect me. And going back to what you were saying, if like say this was my son or my daughter, my own opinion, I'd rather not because you know I'd like my child to be you know, kind of in the same way as me.
Straight.
I wouldn't know how to deal with it really, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's my kid. There might be some you know in the moment kind of you know those moments.
No, I get that. At the end
of the day, my kid's my kid.
Right. Okay, but
I can't do.
I'm gonna throw another scenario. Your kid. You're walking into his room, and one day he's just getting in the ass. What are you doing?
Making love.
Well,
yeah, making love.
I don't know what I would do, to be honest.
Okay.
Hopefully, if this ever happens, I hope I do the right thing, and that'll be, you know. Obviously, I think I'd be a little pissed that this is going on, and you know where I am. But I'd have a little talk, be like, "Listen, I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just make sure it's not around me.
Right.
I'm not, you know, go somewhere else, or if I'm not here, whatever. I just don't want to know about it.
Because or just say, hey, next time, guys, listen, close the door. We know you're going to be doing this. I don't want to walk by and get surprised by this again.
Honestly, kid can do what he wants. It's not, you know, as long as he's still a good kid, a good person. At the end of the day, you know, I'm not going to tell him what to do or tell her what to do. I'll tell her how I feel and what I think about it, but it's not going to change the relationship between us at all.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I think a parent should be, anyways, towards their kids. Like, unless this kid is being a horrible human.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Now, here's the thing. Because I have to categorize you as a modern Muslim man. You have the thing, but you're also open up to the ways of the West, right?
I mean, like this is what it is now. What am I going to do? I can't just change anything.
Do you feel that like when you get married, do you want like a traditional Muslim girl, Muslim thing, or are you open up to the
Honestly,
world?
I'm in a relationship right now. Right?
Yeah. So like, she Muslim?
She's not a Muslim.
She's not a Muslim. No.
She's not really. She considers herself an atheist, pretty much.
Oh, oh wow. So you're a Muslim dating an atheist?
Yeah.
How does that? How do you make that work?
Hey man,
you guys bring religion
go with the flow.
Do you bring religion into the bedroom?
No. I'm not going to change who I am. I don't want her to change who she is. I don't care whether she changes. If she wants to be a Muslim at the end of the day, it's not going to be because I asked her to.
Fair enough.
It has to be something that she decides to do on her own.
Yeah.
Right? And to be honest, it doesn't really bother me.
Have you ever dated a Muslim girl, though?
No. Never.
Because, like, I've always had questions about Muslim girls, and maybe you can answer this. Like, what do you call it? Because I'm talking about the traditional Muslim girls. They usually wear, burqas and, they're pretty covered up or whatever. Now, guys are usually, like, when we see a girl, we'll usually go because, we're attracted, right? We see a body, we see a face.
Yeah.
How do Muslim men, how do they pick, a pair of eyes? Like, how do they,
honestly, is it they're wearing a hijab, probably, in North America?
They're not always wearing that. It depends where you are in the world. Yeah. They don't always wear it.
Well, I'm saying...
It's also not something you have to wear. It's more like a cultural thing.
So then what I want to know, because this is going to be important for our Muslim brothers, is, our traditional Muslim brothers, is how does it work when, let's say you and your boys are walking down the street, and then you see, a couple of girls that are in full hijab, thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, some of these girls might be hot. Listen.
Well,
what's the move?
I see where you're going here, and
How are you guys?
To be honest, see, I wouldn't know. I couldn't do it myself.
How do you guys?
I've seen them. I've been to the Middle East. I've seen women. I can't tell. I can't do anything.
How do Muslims?
From what I've seen, what I've observed, and I've seen other guys do is, honestly, I find it really funny. Like it's kind of like it's hilarious. It's some of them can tell by the eyes, and then a lot of them they try to get a glimpse of their ankles. At the end of the day,
sweet pair of ankles.
At the end of the day, really, to be honest, they don't know. They don't know if she's pretty or not. They just know it's a woman. A woman. Wow, words are really bad today.
Right. Well, you don't see very many full burqas in Canada. You see mostly hijab, where you just have the covering of your hair, right?
And I've seen some really hot Muslim women where they got a beautiful body, beautiful figure, and they got the hijab, and it's like I can see how you can pick up a Muslim woman like that.
Again,
but I'm talking
the whole burqa thing is not everywhere, and it's also I feel like it's more of a cultural thing.
Okay,
it's not a must.
But how does it work in Muslim religion? Do you guys have arranged marriages, or is it what happens? What are the rules there?
See, from what I know, what I've seen, there are arranged marriages, but they're not. It's not like it was back in the 100 years ago or whatever. It's not forced upon you,
right?
Or anything like that. Even then, it wasn't always like that. Like now, it's more. They arrange it and then they ask, and then you meet, you talk, you get to know each other, and then you decide from there. Yeah, it's quick, but you make the choice, and it's up to you, even if you want to get married too. So
wait, hold on. Okay, because as you know, in North American culture, there's pickup culture and Tinder and all that stuff. It's very.
I don't think they have any of that stuff.
They don't have that stuff. Do you think they're ever gonna it's just going to be girls with ankles, and then
I doubt it.
You're swiping right on.
I doubt it
because
nice the religion is pretty strict, depending where you are as well. Like if you go up to Saudi Arabia, I think they're fucked. I think Saudi Arabia is the most fucked up place.
You're not a fan of hands and head getting cut off?
No, they're way too they're extreme as fuck, and also. They don't always follow. They're not, their big shots are not really in a bad religious.
Way. Not like extreme sports kind of extreme.
No, no, but I don't even think they're religious in any way. I think most of them are fake, anyways.
Okay.
Like the big shots, the princes and the kings,
right.
They don't really follow religion themselves.
Actually, I guess for both of you, because I know the Roman Catholic, one man, one woman, one whatever, right? Do you guys, in the Muslim religion, you're allowed to have multiple wives, right?
Yeah, from what I know, you can have up to 4.
4?
Yeah.
Anglican, how many wives are you allowed to have?
I don't know.
How many wives would you like to personally have?
I guess, 2 would be nice, but then it would never work, I think 1 is perfect. 1 is fine, but honestly, I don't have a girlfriend right now, so anything is good now. So I shouldn't get greedy and go, I'm going to go for 7.
I don't know if I can handle more than 1.
Okay. But let's say you were a single man again. You're back in the single days.
I'm a one
kind of guy.
I give my attention to one girl only.
Okay, let's pretend she's not going to listen to this. Would you be down for 2 or 3 wives?
Nah, still. I'm just. I don't think I can handle more than.
You could just show less attention to all 3.
The problem with the Ontario court system, though, is having divorce to 3 women will be really expensive. Not letting this one divorce is really expensive. Having 3 times the divorce.
How does divorce work in the Middle East?
Yeah, what sword do you use?
Yeah,
I don't really know. I think it just they just go through a sheikh, really.
A what?
A sheikh.
What's a sheikh?
Sheikh. I don't know how you say it in English. Sheikh, like a priest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sheikh.
We just call it sheikh.
Yeah.
But once a woman say she's been divorced in Muslim culture, is it hard for her to ever have another husband? And she marked.
They usually get married with another man who's been divorced, or
okay.
Or
so
it doesn't really. Usually, that's what happens. But again, it doesn't really matter.
So if they're hot, they got to.
It's really after that. It's not religion. It's just the preference now.
Okay, I wasn't sure it was one of those sort of things where you see like. So I guess it's more of the way with women if they have intercourse outside of.
No, the thing is, from what I know, it's sex when you're married. So when they're not married, now they're not having sex. But it doesn't matter if they've had sex now because they were married at the time. Now they're not married, so they can. It's
all about like unwed sex. That's the problem. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna throw this at you because you guys are, I guess, happy in your religions. If you had the opportunity to change religions and to hop into another boat, which boat would you?
Everybody has that opportunity.
Right? Okay, so then which other religion do you find interesting that you would personally jump into?
Buddhism. Because of A, the mentality, and 2, the shape of Buddha is very similar to mine, so I feel like I could get going with that,
So just because the god looks like you and...
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Kind of cuddly.
You just want to basically...
Cuddly Messiah,
Yeah.
Right.
Very nice. I feel like you could wear Hawaiian shirts a lot, and...
Where are you getting that from?
I mean, I'm just saying, you would, maybe cool, wear a Hawaiian shirt all the time. Whatever.
Are they like monks? Aren't there?
So you want to change religion? So
I guess I'd want to kind of converge, basically, Hawaiianisms with Buddhisms. So they're like grilled pie. I make my own religion basically. So grilled pineapple and surfing and Hawaiian shirts and those big cars, and big bellies, and
is there a weight
pork roast?
Is there a weight limit to be in your religion?
Of course not.
Oh, okay.
The higher you are in my religion, it depends on how fat you are. So the fattest guy is how
much mass you take.
Fine. Okay, so for you, Buddhism / Hawaiianism.
Hawaiianism. So stupid. That's the stupidest thing ever said.
Khalid, if you could jump from modern Muslim man to something else, what would it be? What's some other religion you'd be interested in? Will you become a Jew?
Would I become a Jew? I'm fine where I am. To be honest, I wouldn't jump. Are you saying if I have to?
No. Let's just say, what's another religion that interests you? You're like, you know what? They kind of have some interesting perks there.
Honestly,
right? Like Buddhism is pretty cool because they have the whole reincarnation, right? So I'm kind of interested in that. Yeah. But what are you?
See, I don't have any interest in anything find anything interesting in Christianity or Catholic or any Jew or anything like that.
Listen, Scientology
to be because they're pretty much similar. I think they're all just it's like broken telephone. It all just changed.
Okay,
I think it all started in one place and it all just changed.
Fair enough.
That's it.
Well, I mean, if you look at the grandfather religions, the top 3 were Muslim, and then it was Judaism, and then Christianity. Though those, I mean, obviously Muslim is the oldest one if you're going to go if we're going by numbers, right? And then, Judaism, brothers, what do you call it? You probably know about the Ishmael and fucking Abraham.
Ismail?
Whatever they're called.
What about, what's his name on the mountaintop?
Abraham.
Is that Abraham? No, I mean the guy who has the
Moses.
Moses.
Yeah.
No, not Moses. Is it Moses?
Yeah, 10 Commandments is Moses.
Okay, Moses. Yeah, he's pretty. Yeah, he's pretty big in the Jewish world.
Yeah.
That happened during. I don't think Judaism was a religion at that point, wasn't it? Like when he first led the Jews out of.
Judaism was a thing when he led them because he led the Jews out of Egypt.
But I think they were all controlled by Egypt. You couldn't be legally. They weren't letting them being they were like slaves. They weren't allowed to practice being Jewish.
But they were Jew. No, they were. They were.
Okay, that's why I
they were Jews.
It was. I thought it was that moment was their freedom.
No. Okay.
So then when they escaped the Egyptians, basically at that time.
You're jumping ahead. We're talking about the original Muslim was Muhammad, wasn't he? Wasn't he the first guy?
No, he was the last prophet.
Last prophet. So okay, how did the Muslim religion start? What's day one?
Adam and Eve.
That's
definitely not Adam and Steve. I'm talking about.
That's a little bit okay.
No, that's day one. That's they speak about it in the Quran in the book. Because the most of the Quran, I again, for what I believe and from what I remember, most of it and the last bits of it were with Prophet Muhammad, but. There was different prophets, and they all had bits and bits of the book.
But they were not as big as Muhammad, I guess.
But you're missing out on...
he had the biggest impact. Muhammad had the biggest impact.
You're missing out on paganism and sun god worshipping and stuff like that. That goes way back further. Greek
mythology. Yeah, Greek mythology. Fair enough.
There's a lot of stuff that goes way back.
The sun back then,
but like they don't.
The Egyptians.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they had they worship the sun, and same with pagans. But you worship by nature. And a lot of Christian culture and religion is converted in with paganism because that was to draw pagans into
the Roman,
basically into being Christian because it wasn't really. It was a hard sell at the time.
Yeah, the Romans. Yeah, and I get
Christmas trees are technically a pagan symbol. Right. Having a Christmas tree.
Well. Aren't we a theologist? That's what they call people that study religion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Theologist?
Theologist.
I want to be an archaeologist.
Religions are pretty cool. You know who had a really good take on religion? George Carlin. Remember how he's his god would be Joe Pesci? Because he would get shit done? I don't know. That. Here's my thing, with religion. It comes down to
Here's my thing with Joe Pesci. I'll continue, sorry.
No. Here's my thing with the religion. I appreciate that people have it in their lives because it gives them something to make them feel better and all that stuff. And you know what? Definitely because death plays a factor. I get that, but I like the practicality of religions, right? I like a religion that's actually going to get shit done, right? Something where if you do this, boom, you're going to get this reward. And you know what's one religion that fucking actually rewards you for shit? Scientology. And I'm not converting to that shit, but I'm just saying they have apparently this point system where Why
are you giving me a pamphlet for Scientology right now?
Look,
I invited you to my house.
Yeah,
we're doing this podcast.
Look,
I don't need this talk.
I'm just saying they have a point system, or they have. I haven't done too much research into them, but I just know because I've heard Tom Cruise and stories about
the levels are all they're all meant to make you think you're doing really well, and then they only have certain people they're really looking out for, but a lot of times that's just to get money. They control people. And it's mind control and different other types of control with your money and your information. And so when people come in there with means, they see that as as a way to manipulate you and to get as much from you. So when they say you're at they're not really rewarding you. They're saying you're at you're a million level. That's one under Tom Cruise. You're oh shit, here's all my money, And it's I don't know. I would say it's the kind
of how it works.
It's definitely a misleading system with their reward system or with their ranking system of people in that church because it's all meant to really only benefit certain people.
Well, it's a very capitalistic type of religion. And, come in, put in the work, and boom, a couple of years you get some profit out of it, right?
I will give it this: if it came out 100 years ago, I feel like we'd all be Scientologists.
It's about 50 years or something like that, right?
I'm just saying, if it came up pre-1900s, before there was any news media like there is now, and they just got under the radar, you know how big Mormons are, and Mormons is more probably being just as Mormon is as ridiculous as Scientology, but it's more accepted.
Ooh, yeah, Mormons.
So Mormons are also just as ridiculous of a story of how that religion came to start working. So but it has the benefit of being around longer, in the 1800s or whatever. Right. So I'm just saying, if something like Scientology, because to us it sounds it's basically mixing science fiction into religion,
right?
But I think that would be more plausible, if you got people at a certain point in time, because people were more gullible to keep bringing this stuff in, So,
so what do you call what religion? You're a modern Muslim man. You're a borderline
crazy person.
Yeah, fine. Let's go with that. But do you think that
go with the flow?
Because obviously, with science and time going by, do you think there's always going to be a place for religion, or do you think we're going to eventually get to one place where science has solved it all and is basic? Maybe we're living to 200-300 years old, and we're religion had it wrong. Religion had it wrong, and then religion's going to get pushed back? Or do you think there's always going to be religion, whether it's Muslim, whether it's, who knows, maybe Scientology becomes the next big one that's actually the top?
I hope religion becomes a thing where it's not set rules and stuff, but more it's a belief in yourself. Because it's a set of beliefs, but I think the idea that people are realizing more and more that we're all interconnected, the world's smaller than it's ever been. There's a lot of good things to take away from religion, like having respect for your fellow man, loving thy neighbor, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think if people now, there's that whole concept of self-betterment. Like people like go on diets to make themselves better. They exercise.
Yeah.
It's all about like personal and that's almost a religion in itself. Like the exercise world and diet world. I just think like people trying to self-improve could become the next religion.
Right.
Kind of thing where it's like in a weird way, like you imagine like Tony Robbins type people are now like now the people like who are telling you what to do, because that's almost like like if you combine all those aspects of different things, it actually could be more positive for humanity instead of fighting over little differences and things that probably don't. Really
that would
exist.
be my church, the Church of Iron. You come in,
Church of Iron.
Everyone benches 245.
No one leaves until there's sweat on the floor.
That's pretty much it, man.
Yeah.
And everyone just gets fucking endorphins in them, and instead of drinking
dance parties, parties instead of service.
Instead of drinking wine from a cup, it's just straight up fucking pre-workout, so everyone's just fucking jacked, protein, and fucking ready to go. But I don't know. What do you think? You think the Muslim religion? I mean, the Muslim religion has survived through a lot.
You know what I think?
What do you think?
I think religion will disappear.
All of it, really?
Like it'll be like ancient shit. It'll be like it'll just be something in the past.
So you think, yeah?
And it'll be like you'll have little villages, hidden villages that still believe in religion. They're like living in forests and shit, while countries are just concrete cities everywhere run by like atheists.
So do you think
or like some kind of Nazi group Nazi group? When I say that, I want to say
you're looking at me when you said Nazi for some reason.
I want to say Illuminati. I said Nazi, but I'm saying like some kind of run by some other religion, but they hide it, and so it's just.
So do you think it's going to be like how we view people that like still believe in, like if someone came up to you and was like, yeah, I still believe in Poseidon. That's my. I pray to the water god every morning.
Pretty much.
Like, do you think it's going to be the way we view? Like, if somebody came down to you today and was like, "Oh, Almighty Zeus."
Well, I think Poseidon's actually a good god because he could be one of those people like how like you never know if your prayers have been answered, but you could be one of those people who throws a message in a bottle. Eventually, someone could read that.
Okay, so
the chance of a god reading that.
So we still have people that believe in the god. God.
I mean, I'm from Sarnia. We're all about bottles in the water.
Okay.
If Aquaman's going to take place, it's got to take place in Sarnia.
Oh man.
Oh fuck!
I received your message.
Like everyone's dead at this point. By the time he gets.
But you know what? I kind of get your point of like, you know what? If religion doesn't keep up with it being relevant, it is going to slip into the fucking dark ages where everyone's going to be like, okay, you know what? Religion's not really, because see, and it's proof. Like, it was only recently that the Catholic Church kind of started to bend about the whole gay thing. Before they were like, nope, fuck that shit and all that stuff. And now they're kind of like, everybody can love everybody, right? So if a religion is not willing to bend or modernize or thing with the times, they might get left in the dust. So I don't know.
It's like any other corporation or product business, right? Because businesses can't go on like the news and say, "Hey, we're not serving gay people anymore," because no one would go there.
Yeah.
Same with churches. The churches can't say anymore, "We don't want gay people," because then gay people are the most like organized group of people currently. So if there's something they don't like, that's gonna get fucked up, right? So
yeah, I guess. But yeah, man, I don't know. The fucking religion is. It's a cool, like, I understand its place in the world back in the day. Because, back in the day, we didn't have that much of we were not interconnected as we were. So we looked up to the stars, right? And that's technically how religion started. A bunch of cavemen were like, oh, what the fuck? And then they, like, looked up into the stars and were like, oh, man, and all that stuff, right? So.
And the one caveman said, I bet a long time ago, in a star way over there was a guy named like Luke.
Oh, listen. If any religion I'd be fucking on board, Jedi. Straight up fucking Jedi.
Feel the Force?
Oh, man. Like,
I don't think Jedi is a religion, is it?
Jediism is a religion.
It's pretty much a religion.
Listen, you can't.
Isn't it the Force a religion?
The Force is what moves through them. The Jedi way, the Jedi way is a belief system.
It sounds wrong. The Jedi way or Jedi religion.
Huh?
Where's
the Force. The Force is what's they said midichlorians, but the Force is in everybody, right? But particularly stronger in particular people. Those people that have it really strong become Jedi or Sith, and then or Sith, and then
the same religion?
I think no, but that's basically that same governing thing because Jedi are just like the administrators of the Force.
But yeah, they're like, but they're kind of like the high priests of that religion. They go around, tell people, everybody keep in order, keep on with the Force, or else zip lightsaber time. So yeah,
is that how it was?
Do you want to be a Jedi or just part of their religion?
I want to be a Jedi
Because they can't get can't have sex.
What?
Can't have sex if you're a Jedi. No, you can't take a wife.
I'd be one of those bad Jedis.
You'd be Anakin Skywalker.
I would be Anakin Skywalker.
You know, the thing is, though,
Padme
the fear of losing someone leads to hate. Hate leads to anger. And anger leads to
suffering.
To the Attack of the Clones.
I don't know, man. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Religion's is a funky thing. And,
you know, there's a whole religion that dresses up like Ned Flanders and goes by the teachings of Ned. And it's in Australia, apparently. It's like a cult, basically. It's kind of like it's a cult because it's new. Yeah. It's a Ned Flanders religion, but they're basically like they just listen to whatever Ned Flanders says is like what they should do.
That's the thing, though. But you know what? I feel like right now is a very hard time to start a new religion because there's so many people that can just call bullshit. I think Scientology was the last one to get one by us because back in the day, like, you know, in the 1900s, you see a big mystical thing, he does a couple of magic tricks, boom, you believe in the religion. Now people are just going to be basically like, that's bullshit. Everyone's a skeptic. So I don't think you can pull new religions anymore.
They're like those people at like a movie, and they get out of the movie, and they're like, so many plot holes.
He's doing
so many plot holes.
Yeah, everyone's a skeptic nowadays.
This character arc didn't make sense. I don't understand why we're following this guy.
Photoshop.
Yeah, that's total CGI.
So, before we close though, since you guys kind of, you know, we touched on religion, you believe in an afterlife? Do you believe in an afterlife? Or do you believe something happens? Like, well,
I believe that there's something. I don't think it's the end. I think something, you know, I think there's something there. I you know what? To be honest, I hope there's something there. That's
of course. I think everybody hopes.
I hope there's something there, but I've always said, as being Christian, that I don't know if I'd want to go to the Christian heaven.
Where do you want to go?
I'm just saying because I don't. No one really tells you what it's going to be like. It's just the thing. You just hope it's going to be great. But the thing is this God guy makes you follow all these rules all the time on Earth, so you can get to his house. Don't tell me when you get to that guy's house, he's not going to have a ton of more rules for you to follow. And like every day, he's like, "Keep your goddamn shoes on. It's heaven." I don't know if I really want to live with that guy. That's all.
I don't know, unless he's a really cool guy and he's like, fuck, you made it to the party, boy.
Party every day.
And you're fucking chilling with like guys like Jimi Hendrix doing fucking... Imagine you could do the harshest fucking drugs in heaven and no consequences.
You just get the...
Just take up straight up mushrooms. You eat mushrooms for breakfast, do fucking
Lucky
crack
cereal
for lunch,
mushrooms.
You know? And imagine what if this was the deal where all the sins he told you that you couldn't do on Earth, he did that on purpose because he was like, just wait for the big party up here, bruh. Wait for the big party.
That's what people like think of like heaven. It's weird because they think like, oh, now I can eat like a pig, I can drink all I want, I can do all the drugs. Yeah. But like, I'm just thinking, my thought process, the way that God comes off and all of the Bible stuff, doesn't sound like a really like logical dude. I was thinking, like, to me, I think being in heaven wouldn't be that great. That's my personal thought, though.
So, Khalid? What do you think heaven's going to be like, or what do you
think? That's a Christian heaven. I think like a heaven for everybody. Yeah, just somewhere we all go, or all our spirits go. Okay, I think could be like what you're saying.
What happens to the bad people? Like, is Hitler up there too? Are we partying with Hitler?
I feel like it's like a club, and like Hitler's at the back of the line, and people keep butting in front of him. And he's like, "Hi, stop!" He's like, and then someone keeps he eventually gets to the front of the line, and the bouncer just keeps saying, "Oh, Hitler, no, no Hitler."
So he's an eternity in the line.
Purgatory, basically. I don't know. You could have him in hell, but I think purgatory would be funnier for Hitler.
Just back of the line, man. Fuck, that'd be fucked. I don't know, man. But what do you think, Khalid? What do you think? What do they say in the scriptures? What do you think?
I don't know. I've heard it before. I've heard it a few times, actually. So it was at my younger ages. I don't remember.
Yeah.
What I hope it's like, or what I think it is.
Yes.
What I always, when I think about heaven, what I picture, what I see in my head is, you ever watch Pirates of the Caribbean?
Of course, I just watched all of them.
The one where Jack Sparrow is like, he's in this white room.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Something like
Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah, something like that, but where your mind is, you can do anything. Whatever you think of, it happens.
But are you there alone? Because that was pretty shit, man.
I mean, like, you can create everything. You can have whatever you had, like, on Earth, just happen.
But see, it's not about the material thing. Like, yeah, it would be sweet to fucking just come.
That's what I think it is. That's how I see it. It's not what it's just how I always pictured it. It could be like, some giant ass room.
But okay, people. But what do you think about? Yeah, but here's the tricky part. How do you think the people situation works? Like, some people, is everybody getting in? Are some people not getting in? What happens to like relatives? What happens to like people? What if What if you fucked like 100 people and all of a sudden you're up there in heaven? Now you gotta like.
I don't
chill
think
with
anybody
those
knows
people.
each other. Like, you remember everything, but. You know what? From what I do remember from my from Islamic school when I used to go like in weekends.
Yes.
I heard things about everybody is a certain age at their prime age. Uh-huh. So great grandparents, parents, mothers,
everyone's in their prime.
Your children, you're in all that shit. You're all in your prime age. Like, you're all one age.
You're all 35.
So you don't really know who everyone is, but. You figure it out, but you just have your own thing. Everybody can do their own thing. It's like you get in a pod and then you're just your own world.
Wow, that's some.
But that's just again. Yeah. How I see it.
How about this? Like, I mean, in terms of bodies, like when we get up there, are we keeping our regular bodies, or do we get a little bit of upgrades? Like, or is it one of those things?
What do you mean upgrades? You got wings?
No. I'm just saying, like, the body that you die in, is that the body you're going to be bringing up to heaven, or are you?
So is there something you want? Something you're missing?
No, I'm just saying. Like I mean, if I got to get fucking biceps right now, right? like, or do I get a new pair once I get up there, right? Like,
are you worried you're gonna lose your muscles?
I don't know. I'm just
worried you're gonna just be some lanky dude,
or does it even matter? Or maybe the flesh thing goes.
I guess you would get like to choose the body if you want to, but also like at that point, I don't think anyone would care. I mean, unless it's like, because if you could just think like, oh, I want to have sex with a Playboy playmate of 2000 something or other, right?
Yeah.
And she just appears, then you only need to press a heaven bitch, A
heaven bitch.
Sorry, that's the first thing that came to my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it may not matter what you look like, because you might be able to just like basically program in your head what you want to do.
Right.
Or basically be like. Do anything, anywhere, anytime, kind of situation.
Fair enough.
Wait, that would be dope. I just make the breathable all like weed smoke.
Smoke weed.
Just have it on. Just hot box. The whole.
My whole
world would just be
every day.
Yeah. Okay, so on closing, you get to heaven. You talk to God. What are your first words? What are you saying to God, Kirk?
Hey, what's up? I don't know.
God.
I don't know what kind of the God is.
What's one question you would ask him? Let's say it could either be a personal thing, or it could be like a thing related to Earth, like, hey man, who killed JFK, or something like a question you've always wanted to know, or just a general question, or be like, what would your words be to God? First word, you see him, he's like, yo, I'm a busy guy, but you get one question. What's up?
What's up with the platypus?
Really?
That's a question that comes up.
It's like, what's up with that thing, right? It's like a weird looking build thing that lays eggs, but it's also a mammal.
Yeah.
Fine. He'd probably tell you.
What is up with that?
Did you just halfway into making that thing, just kind of give up and just be like, well, eat some eggs or whatever?
It was a crossbreed experiment.
He'd probably lean over and be like, I was pretty fucking high, bro. And then but yeah, okay.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, God, have you played it? What do you think?
Okay, man. Yeah.
Did you get all the shrines, God? Did you get all the Korok seeds? Could you help me find all the Korok seeds, God? I'm like 200 shy.
I feel like you would annoy the fuck out of him.
God help me.
All right, so Khalid, you're in heaven.
I got one question and it's one word, and it's just why.
That's a pretty fucking.
That's it. It's just
that's a pretty big
point at
fucking.
the earth. I'm just pointing at the earth if I can see it and be like, why? All of this. Why this way? What? I just want to know the thoughts of why he did what he did, or why God did what God did.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking thing. I don't know, man. I don't know.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. I'd ask him, yo, bro, where's the?
And did it come out like the way he wanted it, or he? Or, I keep saying he or she. Like the way did it come out the way God wanted it?
Yeah,
that's me. And yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, God, what's with that thing when like I feel like my phone's ringing in my pocket, but it's not ringing in my pocket. It's just, what's that all about?
Yeah.
So a text, is that like getting a text from an angel or something, or what's that?
You're just fucked.
I don't know, man.
You're fucked. What about you, Kevin?
I'd probably ask him for like chick advice. Be like, yo, God.
I say at this point you don't need to. Those heaven bitches. Don't fuck with the heaven bitches.
Then fine, I'd be like, yo, God, where are those heaven bitches?
Yeah.
Send them my way.
Like, bless me already.
They're like literally Victoria's Secret angels that just like fucking.
Oh, dream come true.
Yeah. Anyways, can't wait to get there. So, anyways, that's the Other Guys podcast. You can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and we're also on Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Yeah. In the name of the Father, the Son,
the Holy Ghost,
the Spirit. We don't say Spirit.
You gonna say Spirit? No. Ghost? Spirit?
Yeah.
Let's get fucking high, guys.
All right, man.
Oh yeah, right now.